Hello and welcome to Me, the Wife and Wrexham AFC, a weekly podcast and YouTube channel discussing everything Wrexham from the point of view of long-term fans and brand new fans like my wife. So sit back, put your feet up, relax and let's get stuck in.
Hello everybody and welcome back to episode 16 of Me, the Wife and Wrexham AFC.
Hello.
Hiya.
You okay?
Yeah, I haven't seen you for a while.
No. It's been about 10 minutes. So to start off this week, anybody who's watching us on YouTube will notice I am sporting a beautiful little moustache.
No one go as far as saying it's beautiful.
The reason for that is I did mention it a couple of weeks ago. I'm taking part in Movember this year. Did it last year as well. For anybody who doesn't know what Movember is, so it's a charity which supports lots of other little charities. So it raises money for men's mental health, for suicide prevention, testicular cancer, prostate cancer as well. So lots of little sort of facets of charity. So I'm doing it this year and I'm trying to raise as much money as I can. The target's £100 for me to raise. I think I did a little bit more than that.
Did 130 last year.
I did. So the 100's the target. Anybody who would like to sponsor me, it doesn't matter. Big amount, small amount, it really doesn't matter. It's all going to a good cause. There will be, as I say, if you're watching on YouTube, there'll be a link down in the description of how you can donate to Movember. If you are listening to the podcast, if you head over to our social media, so like Facebook, Twitter, the link will be pinned to the top of the page.
Yes.
So I'm looking at you because you tend to do all that
Yes.
sort of stuff. So the link will be pinned to the top of the page there, and then you can click that link and you can donate to my beautiful moustache. You're not too keen, are you?
No, I dread this time of year, if I'm honest. But, you know, it's for a good cause, so I will let it slide.
You let it slide.
I let it slide.
On this one occasion.
On this one occasion.
So
one month a year.
So, this week, the COP was
Yes.
approved. How do you feel about it?
Excited.
Yeah.
I can't wait. I was actually I saw something on social media and somebody said that we should live stream it being demolished, and I was like, oh my god, yes, that would be amazing.
That would
especially
be a good
for
idea.
our fans and that in America, because, or wherever you are in the world.
Yeah.
Because it would just be an amazing thing to see it being
knocked down,
and then obviously the progress of it being built.
Yeah,
as we go on.
For a lot of people that'll be quite an emotional thing, it getting knocked down. I think on the day that it actually, I don't know if it's going to get taken down in sort of sections or whether, because when you say demolition to me, I think, you know, about the big high rises just getting
and then they just
blown up with dynamite
Yeah.
and they just get plunged. I don't think that's going to happen. I wonder if it's going to get, I wonder if it's probably just going to get taken down in sections though, I imagine.
Yeah, but however it's done, I think it'd be good to have it live streamed or documented in some way.
A nice little time delay of it all getting taken down, because
Do you
obviously
mean a time lapse.
That's what I mean. Yeah, not time delay. You knew what I meant. I'm not sure everyone else did, but you did. But obviously, because it's the COP. For anybody who doesn't know, a COP in a stadium was always traditionally a standing area where everything else was seated. The COP is always a standing area. Now,
I think the COP was for people who couldn't necessarily afford the good ticket.
Back in the day, definitely, yeah, it was always cheaper to go on the COP. So regulations changed after obviously the Hillsborough disaster in the late 80s.
Yeah.
So you couldn't really have standing in grounds anymore. Not that you couldn't have standing in grounds anymore. So over time it sort of filtered out. Certain clubs were allowed it because of how many fans you were having in that section.
Okay, I didn't know that.
Yeah, and then over time it just got banned completely. So that's why we're in the position we're in, where it's completely unused at the moment.
Has been unused for a long time, hasn't it?
15 years?
Is it
maybe?
15 years?
I think so. I think maybe it was 2007 the last time it was used. So yeah, I think it'd be quite emotional. I've stood on the COP with my dad before. I remember watching games on the Cop.
Yeah.
Like I mentioned before, I've been in every stand, which is quite nice to know. How do you feel about with it being built?
Yeah.
Now there's going to be like a rush for people who want to go in this nice, lovely, pretty new stand, and we've got season tickets obviously, and we're going to stay in the seats that we're in, aren't we? How do you feel about looking over at that nice, shiny new stand and going, oh, I wouldn't mind sitting in there? Not saying long term, but it'd be nice to go over there for a game or two, wouldn't it? Do you think?
Maybe. I don't know, really. I'm not, until I see it. I mean, it looks incredible on the
but it's good. I think it's going to anyway.
Yeah.
I think
it's going to change the whole kind of aspect and
dynamic.
Not dynamic, but I can't think of the word. Prettiness. No, that's not the word.
Aesthetic.
Yes.
Yes.
Well done. That's the word.
Yeah.
Yeah, the aesthetic of the whole ground and the whole area as well.
Yeah, it's weird. I think what people don't realise is how much space there is behind the Cop.
Yeah.
And it's gonna. I think a lot of the opposition to it was around parking, and there was obviously some environmental issues that got raised with phosphates and stuff. I'm not going to pretend to understand what that means because I don't. But phosphates going into rivers and stuff like that. I don't know how that works. Neither. But so I'm not going to dwell on that too much. But I think we're working hand in hand with like environmental agencies just to make sure we fulfil that. But I think there'll be a lot of fan envy. Maybe. I think we'll be sitting in our seats, possibly looking over, going, "Well, that's nice." And then you look at your own stand, even though it's really nice, and you sort of go, "It'd be nice to be over there, wouldn't it?"
But we have to think we are literally like directly under Rob and Ryan.
We are, yeah. So we're on a, we've got good
seats.
We have got good seats. I'm just interested. So for anyone who's not aware, they've obviously started work on sort of demolishing it now. We haven't got the levelling up fund, which we've applied for from the government, but we're just ploughing on anyway at the moment.
Keeping everything crossed that we do
and I think that there was rumours that even if we don't get the levelling up fund from the government, there was rumours that we might sort of proceed anyway with maybe some investment. I'm not sure where that investment would come from, whether it would come from Rob and Ryan or whether it would come from sort of
businesses.
I don't know. I'm not sure, but it'd be interesting to see how that progresses. I think now with everything seems to have started moving forward, so I think we're safe-ish. I don't want to say that too soon, but I think everything's moving in the right direction.
Yeah.
Everyone's making the right noises, I would say, about us getting the funding that we need.
To be honest, I think it would be a big mistake if they didn't.
Yeah, definitely.
Because it's just a massive opportunity for Wrexham AFC and like the whole town. So
and for getting international games in the north of Wales,
which is obviously more people in the town, more money, more. It is,
and it's a big element that is getting international games, and we could host international games at the moment, but you're only getting 10,000 there. And I think you just need that extra bit, I don't know how big Cardiff City Stadium is, but it's not massive. Do you know what I mean? They host Wales games. As soon as we get that four-sided ground, and I think everything's playing into our hands with it. So I'm excited. We'll wait and see where we go with that.
Yes.
But
the FA Cup draw.
Yeah, what did you... so...
If I'm honest...
Yeah.
When they drew Farnborough, I had no clue who they were.
Were you a bit underwhelmed?
Yeah, because like Alfie kept saying, "Oh, we're going to get Stockport. We're going to get Stockport," and I was like, "We're not going to get Stockport." I kept saying that. I think because he'd made a bet with your mum and dad that he'd get a pound if it was Stockport. So I think he was like, he was like a. I can't think of the saying. Oh, God, I'm really bad with saying at the moment.
No, I think it's the second round's a bit strange. I think we sort of talked about it. In the first round, what we initially wanted was like a League One team with a nice big ground, like a Derby County or someone like that, to have a nice away day, go out of the cup and then focus on the league. But then as soon as you get through round 1, in round 2, for me, you want to get someone, your ambition isn't then to get that League One team, because you don't want to go out in round 2, I don't think. What you want is a lower down team at home.
Yeah, which is what we've got.
Which is what we've got, and to give you that better opportunity to progress to round 3, which, as people may or may not know, that is when the big teams join the draw in round 3. So that's when your likes of your Man City, your Chelsea, your Liverpool, all of them big teams, that's when they come into the draw. Not just them, but your championship teams as well. You know, like your Norwich and your Middlesbrough and, you know, them sort of teams as well. So, you know, you've got a chance of a really nice away day, you know, because there's a few... Is there anyone... we're not through round 2, but is there anyone for you that if we were to get through, you'd go, I'd love to get them?
I think I'm going to say Man City.
Yes.
Purely because Alfie, our little lad, really, really wants to go to the Etihad, and we were trying to arrange for him to go to a game and all this kind of stuff. It's so hard to get tickets for Man United, Man City, sorry.
Which is weird, because Man City, it's not hard to get tickets. What we found is it's really hard to get 3 tickets together.
Yeah,
that's odd. You can get 3 tickets easily for a Man City game. That's not an issue. Getting 3 together is a nightmare. It's really difficult. So we really wanted to go, because we've been to the Etihad. I've been a couple of times. I've never been to watch football.
No,
I've been to see the Stone Roses, and I've been to see Liam Gallagher, which you came with me for the Liam Gallagher game. So I've been there a couple of times. Lovely stadium. I wouldn't mind going to see some football there. So that'd be good. I think for me, anyone sort of northwest that's quite big. So Man City, Man United, Liverpool, Everton.
Oh, Man United are like old news. I think
they are, but they've got a big ground, and I've never been to Old Trafford either. Outside of that, though, I would love to get Spurs.
Okay.
I'd really like to get Spurs or Arsenal. Someone who've got like Spurs have got a brand new stadium.
Okay.
And the NFL went to Tottenham Hotspur Stadium.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and I really wanted to go because I really want to see what the ground's like, because it's supposed to be, like, I don't know what the word is, nice.
What's wrong with this today?
I don't know. It's not. It's nice. No, it looks amazing. Arsenal, again, their ground is new-ish.
Yeah.
But there's lots of clubs, London clubs, Brighton, down on the coast. I know it's January, but there's lots of places that it would be really nice to go. And I think it would be slightly disappointing if you got to round 3 and you ended up getting, I don't know, someone. I'm not gonna name anyone, because I'm not gonna badmouth another club's ground. But if you got someone a bit boring, you know what I mean? It's sort of like, you want someone big and you want a nice away day. You don't really want them at home. I mean, don't get me wrong, it'd be great to play, I don't know, Man City at home. That'd be nice. But you want to go, I think for me, I want to go to their ground and I want to take in
a lot more capacity as well, isn't there?
Yeah, so we'd get a nice, decent chunk of tickets as well.
Yeah.
Even though at home it wouldn't be a problem for us because we get to buy our seats. So, but yeah, that would be really nice. But yeah, I don't know. We'll have to wait and see.
See, I'm the FA Cup. I'm glad we're through. I listened to the football on Tuesday.
Yeah.
Or whenever it was. When was the first round game?
What, the one we went to? Oldham. It was the Saturday.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Yeah. I just.
Yeah, I know. You get into it when you're there, but it's.
Actually, this is what I was going to say. We went to the game, obviously.
Yeah.
On the Sunday.
Yeah. Sunday, yeah.
Sunday it was, last Sunday. But obviously, we're going to be talking a little bit more about this later on.
Yeah.
And I will obviously bring my concerns up then.
Yeah.
But the way that we played yesterday.
Yeah.
I will say no more for now.
Yeah.
And we'll discuss it.
Yeah.
We'll discuss it when we discuss it more.
I get what you're saying.
I wasn't a happy bunny.
No. I get that.
But should we move on?
Yeah, let's move on.
More news. Ryan Reynolds.
Yes.
And the Ottawa Senators, is it?
It is. So he's been linked with. So this story came out that he was interested in buying the Ottawa Senators. They're a hockey team.
Completely different sport.
Different sport. So they're in the NHL, which is the National Hockey League. Okay. So it's ice hockey. He's Canadian. I think he made a bit of a joke in an interview that Canadians are born wearing ice skates. It's just what they do. You know, ice hockey is what they do. So, and he is from Vancouver, but spent a good portion of his childhood in Ottawa as well. So he was interested. Now, you raised the concern to me, going, "Oh, do you think, how true do you think this is?" And I said, "Look, buying Wrexham FC is one thing, and putting a little bit of money, not a little bit of money to people like me and you, it's a little bit of money to him into the club. Small investment. Yeah. I said to you that buying a team in the NHL is a completely different ballgame. Of
course it is.
And he does not have, Ryan Reynolds has money. He does not have buying an NHL team money. Yeah. So I said, just don't believe everything you read. As it turns out, it is true, because I think he was on Jimmy Fallon the other night, and he said, "Yeah, I am actually interested. It is true, but he is looking for somebody to go into partnership with who's got, in his words, very deep pockets." How do you feel about him buying another team? Not football, but as I said, it's ice hockey. How would you feel if that went ahead?
I don't really have an opinion on it, to be honest, at the moment, because it is just talk at the minute.
Yeah.
But I feel as though, out of Rob and Ryan, I think Rob is, obviously Ryan is the business man.
Yes.
And Rob is the passion for Wrexham AFC.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that Ryan isn't passionate.
No, I get what you're saying.
But I think Rob, and I think if it was flipped and it was Rob that was,
you'd be more worried.
I would be more worried, because he is like, I mean, he goes down to the turf and stuff, and he sits with people like us, and do you know what I mean? And I'm not saying Ryan wouldn't do that, but I think we've seen more of Rob since the takeover and all that kind of stuff.
Ryan.
Yeah, so I think Ryan is definitely always got his business head on, whereas Rob has got his heart.
Yes. Yeah.
Do you see what I'm saying?
I do.
So,
it's not a concern for you that he would, that is, let's say of your personality, a portion of your personality is allocated to love for something. Mm-hmm. And if he had to divide his love between two sports teams, you don't think that would be long-term detrimental to the club?
I don't know really, because they are like two different. They're not like they are completely two different sports.
Yeah.
So it's all speculation and stuff at the moment.
Yeah.
I can't give an honest opinion. Like I said though, if it was Rob, I probably would be a little bit more concerned because of how he has been, and he's kind of thrown himself into this club.
Yes, I get what you're saying.
So
I get what you're saying.
Yeah, I haven't really got an opinion on it at the minute.
Let's see what happens.
I haven't lost any sleep over it.
It's not as if he's there every week, is it?
No, it's not.
And like you said, Ryan is very much a businessman.
Yeah.
And he is potentially seeing, I think he's got a bit of a taste for sport.
Yeah.
Through owning Wrexham.
Good luck to him though. If he wants to invest in another, he at the end of the day, he's thinking of his future when potentially the acting dries up and all this kind of stuff. He's got fingers in different pies. Is that the right saying? Because that sounded really wrong.
That is the right saying. Yeah.
He's got his fingers in all these different pies.
Yeah.
Because he's thinking about his future, and that's not a bad thing for somebody to do.
No, all in all, we wouldn't be having this conversation if he was looking at buying a brewery, would we?
No, exactly.
The fact that we're having a conversation because it's another sports team. I think the conversation would need to be a bit more in depth if he was buying a football team, soccer team, whatever.
I think I probably would be a bit more concerned.
Yes.
And the fact that Ottawa is not in this country as well.
Yeah.
Completely different sport.
Well done with your geography there.
Thank you.
It's weird for you, that. Thinking, where's Ottawa? Is it over here?
Yeah.
No.
So, yeah.
Yeah, no. A couple of other small things just to mention. So WXM 1864 clothing, WXM clothing.
Ollie Palmer's brand.
Palmer's brand. So that was due to be released
couple of weeks ago.
A couple of weeks ago on the Friday, but he had an injury, and he wanted to be there for the launch at the club shop and everything, so they postponed it. There's nothing official as yet, but it appears, from what we can see on social media, that it's going to be released on Thursday this week. The reason we're saying that, there is no official, this is being released on Thursday, but everything they put out on Instagram and Twitter has got 7 days to go, 6 days to go, 5. So, and it all counts down to Thursday. So the assumption there is that is coming out on Thursday. Don't shoot the messenger if that isn't the case. But
he's the messenger, by the way.
But it doesn't. That's what it looks like to us. But so we'll just have to wait and see.
I'm quite excited about it. I've seen some of the obviously the lady bits. Oh my god.
Oh dear me! Quickly move on.
The lady clothes.
Yeah.
The lady parts of the. Oh my god.
The lady parts. Right.
Let's move on to the next thing.
Yes.
I can't wait for the clothes to come out.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
There we go.
Okay. So. Oh dear me. So anyway. Just a quick ticket update. So York tickets are due to go on sale tomorrow.
Can I just say there was a little bit of confusion when I looked at the social media post, because on the bit which they written, it said Monday.
Yes.
But then when you go actually into the post, it's Tuesday. And I think it has been confirmed it is the 15th, which is Tuesday.
Yeah, so the tickets get released on Tuesday at 10 a.m. You can buy one ticket per season ticket holder. Make sure you got your accounts linked on e-ticketing and all that. If I'm completely honest, it's never the easiest thing to do to buy tickets. It's always a bit of a mad scrum. So make sure you're on at, it's 10 o'clock, isn't it?
Usually 10 o'clock, isn't it? Yeah.
I'm sure it says 10 a.m.
So maybe log in a little bit before, maybe.
Yes, and get that. This is going to be a popular one. There's just over 1,600 tickets available. We've already got our hotel booked, so fingers crossed on that one. Hopefully we get some tickets for that one.
Yeah, we're excited about that one.
Yeah, we are. So the games this week. So we had Scunthorpe on Tuesday. Mm-hmm. So I think with this one, it was pretty much job done, wasn't it? Tuesday. Yeah. From we've seen the highlights. We listened to the game. We were pretty much on top for most of the game, I would say.
I think we played well on Tuesday.
Yeah. We're on top. I think they had a bit of a 15-20 minute period where they really sort of came back into the game. But on the whole, I think we played pretty well. Tunnicliffe was quite unlucky to score, not to score.
Yeah.
I think he had 2 cleared off the line. I think the keeper knocked one onto the bar, and then he flicked a header which was cleared off the line as well. So he was quite unlucky.
Yeah.
About Tunnicliffe, it looks like long term he's keeping that place now.
It does seem so, yeah.
It seems that way, doesn't it? Because we've, Max got sort of taken out of the team. Mr. Tunnicliffe got brought in. And to be fair, I wouldn't begrudge him his place. I think he's pretty solid.
Worth, hasn't he?
Bosh, as I call him.
Bosh.
Tunnicliffe Bosh. It's just old-fashioned defending. Bang, get rid of it.
Get rid of the ball.
Like we've said before, it's very nice to be able to take the ball down and dribble it and pass it around. He's just not that. He's got a little bit of that. He's just not that sort of player. He is just Bosh. Get rid of it. Get stuck in, get rid of it, and then that's your job done.
Jordan Bosh Tunnicliffe.
Bosh, yeah, that's his middle name. Bosh. But no, I like him. I think one player I picked out from Tuesday night was McFadzean. Played very, very well.
I think he played very, very well when we played Oldham as well.
Yes, he did. He's very much. I think that little bit of time out the team has definitely helped him.
Yep.
He came in. Tuesday night, he hit the post. Really unlucky not to score. And also he set Mullin up for his goal.
He did.
And I just...
Assist of the month.
Oh, God. We're not coming back to this again, are we?
It is definitely a thing.
Yeah, so I think definitely played well. Played well on Tuesday. Thrown me off with your stupid assist of the month now. I think we held on to it as well. I think we stayed quite composed on Tuesday night.
We didn't get complacent either after half, because we'd scored the 3 goals before half time.
No, we hadn't. No, so we went 2-0 up, and then
Yes.
they pulled one back just before half time.
And then
and I think for me, in situations like that, if we're looking back at sort of even at last season, I wasn't worried on Tuesday night. I don't think at any point I didn't feel that sort of anxiety that maybe I would have felt last season, because going 2-0 up and then pulling one back, I think the anxiety would have crept in on me, and I'd have thought of, I think last season and definitely in previous seasons, I think we could have folded a little bit and let them they've come back into the game. They came out in the second half with their tails up, Scunthorpe, and I think we weathered that.
Your sayings are so funny.
Their tails up. What you need to learn is sporting terminology. Yeah, that's the thing. You come out with your tails up.
Well, to have a poo or something.
Yeah, it's fair.
Isn't that what dogs do when they're about to?
Maybe it is, but that's not
spreading their scent on the field.
That is not where the saying comes from. It's if you got your tails up. So anyway, that is a saying. It's not just making stuff up.
I'm sure it is.
So with that win, we went top of the league, didn't we?
Oh, do you know what? Today I was thinking, do you know what? On Tuesday I was like, yes, when we do our podcast on Monday, it's going to be. I'm going to sing.
Yeah.
I can't even remember the tune now. It's completely gone out.
We are top of the league. So
we are top of the league, but we're not.
Well, there was a tweet that went out, wasn't there? Aaron McLean. So anyone who doesn't know who Aaron McLean is, so he's played a lot in the National League in his career. He's retired now. And he is a pundit on BT Sport. So whenever there's National League games, invariably it's pretty much always him. He's on the highlight show as well. He sent a tweet out when we went top of the league saying, good luck moving them from top of the league.
4 days.
As it turned out, it took them 4 days to get us off top of the league.
I said to you yesterday after the game, the Wealdstone game, I said to you that I think this is going to be like this for a little bit. I think we're going to be playing leapfrog for a little bit, Notts County will go top, we'll go top, Notts County will go top. But ultimately, I think what we need to do is get clear of a fair few points. But it's going to be difficult. It is going to be difficult. Yeah,
it's not going to be easy. But the thing that concerns me, so moving on to Wealdstone on Saturday, what does concern me is we had a lot of people going, they're a very technical side, Wealdstone.
Yeah.
Let's not beat around the bush here. Notts County beat them 6-1 at their ground. This is a club that lost 5 in a row last month. So let's not sugarcoat it in any way here. Yeah, okay, technically they might be good, but other teams have beat them quite convincingly and easily, including our title rivals. Let's not be going, oh yeah, but they are a half decent team. They're not. They're 19th in the league. Right? If they were, they're a decent team. If they were a decent team,
they'd be higher up.
They'd be in the playoffs, wouldn't they? And they wouldn't have lost 5 in a row, and they wouldn't be struggling to pick up points. That's not, in my mind. It's all well and good going, oh yeah, but they are a decent team, but they're not. They're not. I'm not being horrible, but they are not.
On paper, they're not.
They're not, and you should. This is what concerns me, is when you come up against... We struggled against them last season.
We did.
We needed 2 very late goals. A Jordan Davis goal in like the 88th minute, which should have been disallowed, but it wasn't. And then Reece Johnson scored in like the 95th minute or something to win it. So we struggled away to them last season as well. And I just don't get the mentality of it. Now, the thing that worries me a little bit about this team is...
What? Our team?
Our team, is... We don't know any of them personally. And I wouldn't like to think about them having this sort of mindset. But do you think that because of all the sort of furore surrounding the club and all of the sort of media attention and things like that, do you think that when they've got to top of the league and everyone's gone, like that tweet from Aaron McLean, you know, for example, do you think they've gone, right, we're where we belong now? We're at the top of the league, right? Which is fine. I don't mind thinking we're where we belong, because it is where we belong, at the top of the league. With the investment we've made and the players we've got, it is where we belong.
Yeah.
But do you think the mindset then is, who's going to move us now? Do you think that it's not complacency, but just a little bit of a sense of entitlement of going, right, this is where we are now and this is where we're going to stay? Do you think they do think like that?
Possibly. But for me, we have discussed this on previous episodes in regards to when they do get complacent and like, yes, we're such and such now.
Yeah.
You know, we beat this team 6-0 last season. We'll beat them again. You know, but and then they're going into the game complacent.
Yeah.
And then things like what happened on Saturday.
Yeah.
Happen.
Yeah.
And then
maybe, because we don't know. We don't know that they're thinking like that.
No, we don't know what they're thinking. We can't speculate what they're thinking.
No.
But for me, I always believe that you should go into a game, regardless of who they are.
Yes.
Go into that game believing that the other team are the likes of your Liverpool, Man Cities, all the big boys.
The best team that you could play.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And push hard to beat that team.
Yeah,
which I don't think they did on Saturday. But was that because of the team that Parky chose?
Well, that's a very much a discussion point, which I sort of brought up. For me, it was a very strange team selection, wasn't it?
Bizarre. And taking Ollie Palmer off as well. I thought that was a bizarre thing as well.
Well, we'll talk about that in a minute. But for the starting lineup, so for me, it was weird. Hayden got taken out. We don't know why. No. There's not been any, he had an injury last season.
He did.
So
are they resting him up to kind of prevent that from happening again?
Potentially.
Yeah.
But I don't think that's sort of that hasn't been discussed, right? But this is what we're going to do.
Yeah.
If Parky is doing that, that's fine. You've got to sort of pick and choose your games where you do that. And if you're playing 19th in the league, maybe you would see that as an opportunity.
I was going to say, again, was he complacent because of where we are in the...
But that's not necessarily complacency. That's going, right, okay, I want to rest Aaron for a couple of games here and there to make sure he's nice and fresh and he doesn't get injured again.
Yeah.
So when you're looking at it, are you going to rest him against 5th in the league, or are you going to rest him against 19th in the league? That's a judgment call that he's going to have to make. Or do you rest him, and if you are doing that, are you going to rest him against 19th when we play them at home, or when we play them? It's a very much a juggling act, really.
I don't envy Parky's when he has
No,
to make
I don't
decisions.
either. But we don't know the reason why Aaron was left out yesterday.
No.
And if that is the reason, maybe he's picked that game because of their position, and not underestimating the team. It's just statistical, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
They are 19th for a reason. So statistically, this is probably one of the best games to leave him out of. There is an argument, though, if that is what he's done, we're playing Aldershot next week, at home. Would that not be a better game to maybe leave him out of, if that's the reason what you've done? We're at home against, so there is that.
Yeah.
The weird thing about Aaron getting left out was who replaced him.
Mm-hmm.
So we had Cleworth, who was on the bench.
He was.
We've got Harry Lennon, who was on the bench last week, and we now know is fit.
Yep.
Both very accomplished centre-halves. And who do you decide to put in defence? A midfielder. For me, extremely odd. Not the first time he's done that either. He put Tom O'Connor in defence when we played at Wembley. He has played Tom O'Connor in defence before.
And we lost those games.
Yes. Tom O'Connor is not a defender.
Mm-hmm.
He's a defensive midfielder, but he's not a defender. So I'm just confused. I am confused. Max is fit, otherwise he wouldn't have been on the bench.
Yeah.
Okay? So, why isn't he playing? Why isn't he there? I need answers from you.
No, I think, and a lot of people have said this on social media, I think, as horrible as it sounds, but I think now that Tunnicliffe is in, I think Cleworth is slowly but surely, sadly, being pushed out.
Right, okay, let's put that to one side for a minute. Right, Jordan Tunnicliffe, he's always played his career as part of a back three.
Okay.
Yeah? Okay, so you've got three. You'll have one who always plays in the middle. That's Ben Tozer. And then you'll have one who plays on the right and one who plays on the left of that three. Yeah? Yeah, so Tunnicliffe plays on the left. Hayden plays on the right of the three. Ben Tozer's always in the middle. Now, Tunnicliffe on the left, it's a little bit strange in the sense of he's played his whole career on the right of the three. Okay? It's not a massive difference, but he has. So, with that in mind, now, Cleworth also plays on the left of the three, yeah?
Right.
So, but that's where Tunnicliffe's playing at the moment. But if you take Hayden out, the natural thing to do is take the player who's played his whole career on the right of the three, Tunnicliffe, put him on the right and put Max in on the left of the three, where he has played since he started playing for Wrexham.
Okay.
Harry Lennon plays on the left of the three. Now, technically, Lennon and Max play on the left of the three, yeah?
Yeah.
Which is where Tunnicliffe is.
Yeah.
The hole was on the right. But they're defenders. Max is right-footed. They can play anywhere in that back three. And for me, it's just a very odd decision.
I think we missed Ford as well.
Oh, massively. That was another odd one for me. Yeah, I know Ford picked up a little injury, didn't he? And he went off in the Oldham game. Yes, in the Oldham game.
Yeah.
So, you know, I think with all the will in the world, McAlinden is a winger as opposed to a defender.
Okay.
Okay. And he's left-footed. So is it best served putting a left winger out on as right wing back? I don't know. Hosanna obviously had picked up a little bit of a knock because he came off on Wednesday. He was subbed on Wednesday. So I don't know. I think we're lacking. You've got Reece Johnson as well, right wing back.
Yep. Came
through that friendly thing. If you're struggling at right wing back with
he was
Anthony
on the bench, though.
Who, Reece Johnson? Yeah. Why isn't he starting though?
I don't know.
Again, it's just.
Oh.
I just think sometimes the decisions are odd, and if a player is fit enough to be on the bench, I just think they need to start them.
Mm-hmm.
I think for the commentary for the Wealdstone game, what we kept on hearing was Wrexham haven't started. We were about half an hour in. They haven't started yet.
Yeah.
We were slow to the second ball.
Yeah.
And it was just all quite pedestrian.
We did have a lot of chances though, and they were saying that the goalkeeper
played well.
I
just think. Do you know another thing that might have affected us? National League is well known for Tuesday, Saturday. Yeah, and then we went Wednesday, Saturday.
Not much space in. I know it's like literally a day, but it's
So they were Wednesday. They went home on the Wednesday night. So they travelled after the game. It's a 2.5-3 hour journey with probably 3 hours on a bus.
Mm-hmm.
After the game, getting back past midnight, you're training on the Thursday, and then you're going down to Wealdstone. You know, you have to look at all these sort of things and go, well, it probably wasn't the greatest preparation. Having said that, Notts County, they were playing Eastleigh, which is down by Southampton way.
Yeah.
That's down there. So they had a bigger journey than us, and they managed to get it done.
Yeah, but they played on Tuesday though, not Wednesday.
They did.
So they had an extra day.
They had an extra day, but
that's why we are giving the excuse.
The league is conspiring against us.
Yes, I do think that.
No, I don't think
we are. Yes.
So you talked about Ollie getting taken off.
Yes.
What was your initial?
Well, I said to you, didn't I? No, I didn't, because you weren't here.
No, I wasn't here. I was in work. But you did. You
Not in
messaged.
Wealdstone, you weren't. It was yesterday. It was on Saturday.
Oh yeah, sorry. You did say to me.
I did say to you.
I wasn't working. No.
I forget you. No.
You did say to me.
I said to you. I said, oh, because I was listening to it, and you were playing with Alfie, weren't you? You were playing FIFA or something, or whatever you did. So I said, oh my God. I said, they've taken Ollie Palmer off. I said, what? And it wasn't as if it was like really like the 80th minute or something. It was like the 60th minute or something ridiculous like that.
So there's two reasons for that. One, he has had an injury recently, so he might have been struggling a little bit. Although I didn't mind that, because for me, if it's not working, it's not working. You're an hour into the game, and you've had an hour's worth of time to fulfill whatever plan you've got, or game plan that you've got.
Yeah.
And it hasn't worked.
But why put Palmer off? Why not Mullen?
I don't know. We didn't see the game.
Why?
We didn't see the game, did we?
No.
Dalby is a natural replacement for Ollie. Okay. So Sam is a natural replacement with height.
Yeah.
Build. He's a little bit. He's not as sort of big as Ollie, but he's definitely height. So Dalby works as a little bit of a target man for Mullen to run off as well.
Yeah.
They're the natural replacement. We haven't really got a natural replacement for Paul. So that's sort of why he doesn't tend to come off. If he comes off, he would tend to come off for maybe like an Elliot Lee, but he's an attacking midfielder as opposed to a striker, really. So we've got Bickerstaff and people like that, but so I don't mind that. Nobody deserves their place in the team. Nobody deserves? No, it's not the right word. But no one's entitled to a place in the team. If it's not working, change it. And I'm not saying Ollie didn't work hard enough to be playing. But if it needs changing, just change it. And I think sometimes the criticism that's gone towards Phil Parkinson has been he's left it a little bit too late. So I don't mind if he wants to leave it. He wants to get that changed, and if it had worked, hero. It didn't, as it worked out, but you've got to try these things. I've got a question for you, and this is the last we will discuss on Wealdstone.
Okay.
So, do you think the players have bought in? The whole documentary thing.
Yeah.
And the whole underdog story, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Really? Do you think the players have sort of bought into that underdog tag, as it were, and because they're quite happy with this underdog sort of tag that they wear around their neck?
Mm.
Do you think they're more comfortable chasing than leading? Good question, isn't it? It's like proper journalism, that is.
Yeah, but you've confused the hell out of me.
So, but because they've bought into the whole "we are underdogs," yeah. Do you think they prefer chasing Notts County down as opposed to being at the front and just pinning your ears back and going for it?
Is that another football saying?
No, not really. But do you know what I mean?
Maybe. I don't know. Yeah.
Yeah.
Possibly. I do genuinely think that the lads do go out to win every single game.
I'm not saying that, but do you think there's some sort of mental block with being top of the league? Because we don't seem to hold on to it for very long.
Possibly it's a bit of nervousness. It's like, oh my God, we're at top of the league now. There's a lot of pressure.
But that's not a great trait to have, is it? Because you need to be there at the end.
You do, yeah.
So,
but again, it's still early on, isn't it?
It is.
Yeah, I think we're worrying.
Yeah.
Over now.
Let's have a quick chat about Aldershot. We don't want to sort of dwell on Aldershot too much because that'll be upcoming. But tell us a little something about Aldershot.
They're currently 17th.
Yeah.
Possibly, I'm not sure if that's changed since yesterday.
I think they're around there, 17th or 18th, something like that. Yeah.
They finished 20th last season.
Yeah.
I'm not going to tell you what who their top scorer was last season.
I know who their top scorer.
Who was their top scorer?
Was it Ini Effiong? No, it wasn't. He was at Woking.
He's their top scorer this season.
In the F Young, yeah. He was at Woking last season. He's a proper journeyman, he is. He's had about 30 clubs.
Journeyman?
Journeyman,
I like
yeah.
that word, journeyman. So I don't know who it is for last season. And I didn't look because I would have got it wrong. And yeah, so...
Yeah.
But the games that we played last season, at home, we won 4-1.
Yeah.
And away, we won 5-0.
We did. It was one of the games last season. We were 2-0 up. And it was a waterlogged pitch and it got called off.
Oh, yes, I remember.
Do you remember? Yeah. And then we went down there and we beat them 5-0.
Well, weirdly, they had one of their games postponed.
They did recently, because they've got a horrible pitch.
Yeah.
So it's not great. They're not a great team, Aldershot. I'm not being horrible.
Let's have a look at their last few results. So obviously, minus the game that was postponed, because obviously we don't have any scores for that. So they played Dorking away.
Yeah.
They won 3-0.
Yeah.
They played Torquay away.
Yeah.
They lost 6-1.
Yeah, they did, yeah.
And they played Maidenhead at home and they lost 1-2.
Yeah.
2-1.
2-1, yeah.
1-2,
yeah,
2-1.
They're very much an up and down team. They'll win a couple, they'll lose a couple. The position they're in now, I wouldn't bank on them getting much higher than that.
So do you think that on Saturday, the 19th,
What's your prediction?
Looking at the results from last year, I'm kind of going to go... I'm actually going to... Because I always do something nil.
Yeah, no, I'm going to change it as well.
And that's all well and good, but, you know.
Yeah.
I'm going to go the same home score that we had last season, and I'm going to go 4-1.
Do you know what? I was going to do 4-1. I'm going to go...
I mean, there's no law for you not to
No,
be
I
able to do
know,
4-1.
but it's not fun then, is it? I'm going to go for 3-1. Okay.
I'm going to put that down because we always forget
we do
what our scores are. So I am 4-1 and you are
3-1.
3-1.
A little bit of admin during the podcast. Get it done.
It's done.
One thing I wanted to talk about this week, because a few people have asked about this, and it's going to create a little bit of a headache for me when I'm editing this podcast, but we're going to talk about it anyway. So we're going to talk about some Wrexham songs.
Oh.
So what I wanted to... let's pick a one at random. I wanted to know how you feel about sort of the Wrexham songs. So the Paul Mullin song, for example. So we've got Mullin, Super Paul Mullin. Woo! I just don't think you understand. He plays in red and white. He's dynamite. We've got Super Paul Mullin. So like it?
Yeah.
Good song?
Yeah. I have to go when I sing the F word because Alfie's with us.
Yeah.
So,
Well, I'm going to ask you about that in a minute. So let's pick. So one swear word in that song. One swear word. A bad one, but one swear word. So what else have we got? We've got the Aaron Hayden song.
I'm not sure of this one.
Aaron Hayden's magic. He wears a magic hat. And if you threw a brick at him, he'd head the back. He heads it to the left. He heads it to the right. And when we win promotion, we'll sing this song all right. Oh, Aaron Hayden's magic. And so on.
Yep.
So what? The LA song.
That's my favourite.
Yeah,
you know I love that one.
That's got one swear word in as well.
Has it?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. So I'm not going to say it because it means I've got to beep it again about the sheep.
Oh.
Yeah. So we got that in there as well.
It's not really a swear word. It's just a.
You personally, the swear words in the songs, does that bother you personally?
No, it takes a lot to offend me, and a little swear word. I mean, obviously, we have got our 10-year-old with us, and
that was my next question.
Yeah,
as a mum,
does
that bother you?
I think it would bother me.
Yeah.
If I knew that he was leaving, because Alfie knows that swear words are bad and he's not allowed to say them, and he doesn't, to be fair.
He doesn't know.
I don't think I've ever heard him swear, or anyone's ever said to me, oh, you know, Alfie said this.
No.
So I think he knows, and I think he's intelligent enough to know that we're at a football match, that is what happens. I mean, I've heard, there's like kids at that who do say those words.
Yeah.
And I think, it does make me go, it does give me the ick a little bit.
Yeah, I get
But I'm not their parent.
I started going to football when I was 8.
Yep.
Yeah. And I think my dad always said to me, look, you'll hear some stuff here.
Yeah.
don't take it home. And do you know what I mean? I didn't, you know, everyone swears as they get older, but I didn't, you know, as an 8-year-old, I wasn't bowling back into the house going, all right, mum, what's dinner? Do you know what I mean? I never did that.
You'd get a slap across the face if you had done that.
I would, but I don't think it affected. I knew that we were at the football. There was going to be swearing. There was going to be people shouting.
And as long as you didn't go home.
And as long as I didn't go home and do it, then that's fine.
I think, you know, there are kids who do it. And like I said, that does give me the ick a little bit. But like I said, Alfie's my child or your child as well.
We'll bring him up how we want.
Exactly. Okay. So,
I think it's about parenting.
It is. It's like, you know,
do you think talking about banter between the fans, that can get a bit nasty sometimes, though? I'll give you one example.
Yeah.
There's a song that a few away fans have started singing. I'm going to have to bleep this as well, but about Ryan Reynolds. Have you heard that one? Have you heard it? So it's Ryan Reynolds is a Ryan Reynolds is a So, with regards to that, that's
a personal attack on someone. I don't like.
But
stuff like
that. That's not a swear word, is it? But that's on a different level.
That's a derogatory term, though, isn't it? And
it is. So how do you feel about Alfie being exposed to that sort of stuff?
Yeah.
It's a bit far, that, isn't it?
Yeah, and like calling them and stuff like that. You know, I mean, it's an attack on them personally, and I don't want to have to.
Don't you start throwing stuff in that I've got to bleep as well?
Oh, sorry, but that sort of thing. I don't want to. Swear words are one thing, but I don't want to have to explain to my 10-year-old what is.
Have you done it again now? Okay.
Do you know what I mean? I don't.
Yeah.
Those sort of things, like I said, there's one thing swearing, and they're gonna hear that around.
Yeah.
But the word that term is something.
Sometimes I think the banter goes a little bit too far. Yeah, and especially for kids.
I think they do forget that. There's it is a family thing.
Yes.
And so that sort of thing, and being personal to people as well. Yeah, I think that's wrong.
Bit too much.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm really sorry, Ryan. That's such a horrible song.
Yeah, I know. But
damn you, away fans.
Yeah. Just very quickly, because we're running out of time a little bit, but a couple of people who got in touch this week. We had Spyron de Ronin on YouTube. He said the backline are getting better and better as they get more comfortable together.
I think that was pre-Wealdstone game though.
But again, clean sheet. So it's one of them. I completely agree with you there. And we had new name on YouTube said, I love the show and love to see how you two have grown together. I love to see you all do. I'd love to see you all do a live chat. We might well do that. That's something that is in the pipeline. So if you want to get in touch this week, it's the usual way, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, or email us at wrexhamafc@gmail.com. And don't forget to check out our social media and please sponsor me for my little Movember attempt this year.
And also,
let's
get our subscribers up to 1K for Christmas.
1K?
All right, more than. Just if you're watching our YouTube channel or you are listening to our podcast, head over to our YouTube channel and just
like and subscribe. Anyway, just a quick one for Dragon Chat. We mention it every week. It's a peer support. Men's mental health, I was going to say podcast. It's not a podcast. It's a Zoom call every week where people have the opportunity to have a bit of a chat with other football fans. It's an amazing thing. If you feel like you're struggling, please jump onto that. All the details of that are down in the description. Yeah. What time is it? What time is it, Sian?
Quiz time.
It is quiz time.
Quiz time.
So I've done it a little bit, not differently, but what I'm going to do I'm going to read you a bio of a player. And what I want you to do is I want you to tell me who that player is. The bio's been written by me, not by anybody else. I've written the bio. So what I want you to do is I want you to tell me who I am talking about. I've put a lot of effort into this, which is more than I do most weeks. So, number 1, Born on the 16th of November 1993 in Ballingarry, Ireland. Played for Wolves, Scunthorpe, Walsall, Rotherham and Oxford. He made 326 career appearances, most of which were in League One, and he scored 21 goals. Who is that?
Tom O'Connor.
It's not Tom O'Connor, it's Anthony Ford.
Is he from Ireland?
He's Irish.
He?
Obviously never heard Anthony Ford speak.
No, I'm going to Google him later.
Google him.
Google him.
So that's none. Number 2. Born on the 11th of May 1994 in Wilmslow. Although he is considered Welsh and represented Wales at under 16, 17, 19 and under 21s. Has played minimal games for other clubs, but almost 50% of his career appearances have been for Wrexham. His father was also a professional footballer who, amongst others, played 116 games for Man City.
Elliot Lee.
No!
Oh, what?
That is Christian Dibble. So his dad was Andy Dibble, and he played for Wrexham, but he also played 116
You've never
games.
brought that up before, so how am I meant to know that?
Well, that's your problem, not mine. Okay, so that's a 0 out of 2.
I really thought I got that.
You're really excited then.
Yeah, because Elliot Lee's
No, Dibble. Well, yeah, but he's not Welsh, is he? Elliot Lee? No, obviously not. No.
Dibble was.
Number 3. Born on the 16th of January 1999 in Croydon. His youth career was with Chelsea and then Wolves. He spent 4 years at Wolves, where he never made a first-team appearance, but instead was loaned out to 5 different clubs before making a permanent move to Carlisle in 2019, before being bought by Wrexham.
Jordan Tunnicliffe.
No, that's Aaron Hayden.
I don't like this game.
You're not very good, are you? No, I thought you'd be good with knowing the stuff.
Do you know what I thought I would be good at?
Yeah.
Birthdays, because
I thought you would. That's why I put them in.
Yeah,
I'm not going to lie to you. They've all got birthdays in, so I thought you'd know them. Born on the 13th of February 1996 in Dundee.
Ooh.
His middle name is Charles. He spent his youth career and a subsequent first 6 years of his professional career at Crewe. He moved to Lincoln for the 2020-21 season, where he played 36 times before being bought by Wrexham in August 2021.
I want to say Liam McAlinden.
No, Liam's been with us for a few years. That is James Jones. He's Scottish.
Is he?
Yeah, he's the only Scottish player we've got. So I thought you might know that one as well. But...
Oh my goodness, I need to sit down and listen to all these. I love the Irish accent.
Yeah.
So I'll listen to Ford and O'Connor.
Yeah.
I'm not so keen on the Scottish, so.
I do apologise for anybody that is listening in Scotland for that comment. Okay, last one. See if you can just salvage a little bit.
Okay.
Born on the 16th... This is easy, this one.
You say it's easy because you're reading it.
Trust me. Look at me.
Jordan Davis.
No, shush! This one's easy, okay? And you'll get this one.
Okay.
Born on the 16th of December 1994 in Durham. Played his youth career at West Ham, where his dad once played. Although his dad was better known for playing for another Premier League club, where he made over 300 appearances. He has his own song at Wrexham, which describes him as the White Pele.
Elliot Lee.
Elliot Lee!
Yeah, he got one! What was that, 1 out of 5?
1 out of 5. I thought you'd do a lot better at that. Shows how wrong I was, doesn't it?
Shows how much faith you have in me.
I know, maybe a little bit too much.
Yeah, maybe I'm just pretending to be thick and, it's all getting banked.
She's not.
No, I'm not.
No,
I'm not, I am. So that's it for another week.
Yeah,
Thank you so much for tuning in and watching our YouTube channel.
Yeah.
We shall see you next week.
Yes, with hopefully maybe back on top of the league again.
We are top of the league. We are top of the league.
We're not.
Bye.
Bye.